Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to go over my top 5 dream live-action DC movie projects. Before we begin the video, I just want to remind everybody that I am holding a contest for a free digital copy of The Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald in 4K. In order to qualify, you have to subscribe to my channel. You also have to like and follow me over at Instagram and movie blah blah blah. Before we begin the video, I just want to remind everybody that I am having a contest for a free 4K digital copy of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. In order to qualify, you have to subscribe to my channel. You also have to follow me over at Twitter and Instagram. And the contest is going to run until Monday, March 11th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to announce the winner on Tuesday's video for the review of the 4K disc copy of Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. So, as I said, go ahead and enter that. Make sure you subscribe and you follow me on those platforms. So, good luck. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at MovieGuy365. So yes, there's been a lot of, a lot going on with Marvel in the last couple weeks. Of course, we have Endgame coming at the end of April. Captain Marvel just came out. Check out my review for that I'll put that in the description. But yeah, but I'm also a huge DC fan. And I feel that they have the properties, but the corporate side seems to not be sure what approach they really want to do. I know not everything can emulate the Marvel formula, but I do believe that there's greatness with those characters, and it's just a shame to see them kind of wasted away in a lot of the films. Yes, Aquaman was very, very good. Wonder Woman was great, but Justice League was a complete mess. And we can go on all day about the other films in the DCEU, but this is just my own personal list of what I would absolutely love to see on the big screen in some form or another. I know animated films can kind of fill in those gaps, but I want to see live action. At my heart, I am a live action fan more than anything. But, so here are the top 5 projects I would absolutely love to see on the big screen. Most of them will probably never happen, but I still just out of what I would do if I were running things. And of course, at the end of the video, leave your comments like what you think would be like a great, DC live action film. So these aren't really in any particular order, but these are just storylines or, of the like that I would love to absolutely see. So my number 5 would be Forever Evil by Geoff Johns. I love that project. I love it. So basically our Justice League is sidelined by, forces, and then the villains have to kind of rise up and kind of just take the lead, when an extra threat comes in the form of Ultraman and the crew from Earth 3 that come just to dominate the world. I love a good villains versus villains story. It's actually probably one of my favorites in that type of format. I would love to see Lex Luthor leading a team of, an Injustice League kind of thing. And come on, any excuse to see Earth 3 characters, I'm all for. I love evil versions of heroes. That's just my jam, really. But yeah, I would absolutely love to see a Forever Evil movie. But yeah, so my number 4 is, it's a little outside the box, not outside the box, but it's probably not what you would expect from me. But I would love to see a movie on Supergirl, The Girl of Steel by Jeff Loeb. I love that story. I mean, there's a lot going on. So in this iteration of Supergirl, she's just come to Earth. And, previously, we had everything that happened with her character in the 80s and such, which I'm going to touch on that also. But yeah, something about the story, we had some great artwork, amazing artwork, a lot of stuff by the late Michael Turner. I love his design and look of Supergirl. And not to mention, we also get an evil Supergirl in this as well. I love the black and silver white costume. It's just, I love that costume. Next to like when she becomes a Red Lantern, this is probably one of my favorite Supergirl stories. And it's got everything in it. It's got the Teen Titans. It's got the Justice League. It's got Darkseid. It's got, you know, all of these characters just come together, you know, around Supergirl on her arrival. And I love that story. If they could somehow mimic that into a live action movie, I would. That's just like, you know, here, take my money. My number 3 is the big. Okay, we have Infinity War and Endgame, which are, you know, basic design of Infinity Gauntlet from the comic books, which is, I feel, one of the biggest Marvel stories there was, and it still is, in my opinion. I want DC's equal in a couple films, 2 films at least. Make it a trilogy. I'm on board. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yes, you're going to have to dial back a little bit of what's going on screen, but I still feel that what Marvel did can be applied here. And it doesn't have to be a word-for-word iteration. You know, we don't have to see every little thing. But imagine a 3-film Crisis on Infinite Earths. You have Supermans from all different realities. You have every character from different realities. You have you know, what happens to the Flash, Supergirl. Just, there's so much there. Yes, you could simplify the story for an audience. That can be done and still make it an engaging story. Infinity War and I believe Endgame have that potential, you know, also to do that. So it's there. I see it as a trilogy. Unfortunately, you're going to have to build into that for it, I think. But imagine the scale and scope of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Part 1, 2, and 3. Get a perfect trilogy. You know, that's kind of like my comic version of Lord of the Rings would be like a good trilogy, you know. But okay, so of course I got to include something Batman on this list, and there's so many. But believe it or not, my favorite is still Nightfall. I would love to see, and this would have to be, I think, 2 movies. Trying to cram it into one would just not do it well. I would love to see Batman run through the gauntlet. Villain after villain after villain, just, you know, he has to go up against all these villains. And then eventually gets broken by Bane. You know, the movies kind of will end how the comic counterparts. And then of course you have a rise up in night, you know, it's just the second movie would be, of course, John Paul Valley taking on the Bat, or if you don't want to use him, use somebody else. And I really believe that although I felt the comic finish was a little weak, I think it could be tweaked for the movies. But yeah, I would absolutely love a Nightfall films, you know, a couple films of that. I think it's still one of my favorite Batman stories, and just I think it would be brilliantly adapted to the big screen. And of course, anybody who knows me personally will probably guess my number 1. I'm a massive, huge Green Lantern fan. And of course, I think I could envision trilogies and series, but I'm keeping it simple. If I could only get like 1 movie or 2 movies, let it be the Sinestro Corps War. Still my favorite. It is. Everything that Geoff Johns did in the Green Lantern run, from his rebirth to, you know, Brightest Day, I felt was just the character at his best since, you know, the Silver Age. There's a lot going on there. You know, me personally, I would have like a Sinestro Corps War, and then absolutely like a Blackest Night. And if you want to do Brightest Day, sure. But that one are probably the weakest out of the 3. But I imagine a Blackest Night film, you know, with all the heroes, or imagine just go back to Sinestro Corps. I would love to see that, you know, just the creation of the Sinestro Corps. And Sinestro, I still think, is a badass villain that Geoff Johns just did wonders with. Absolutely would love to see that. So that is my personal list. Please leave in the comments below. What would your dream DC live action projects be? Let me know in the comments. So please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every day I put out videos. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.